müssten doch weitermachen. Mit Trails through Daybreak. Ja. Wir müssen doch eine echt gestagte Entführung auflösen. Ach, ich hab doch schon wieder. Kamera? Kamera, würdest du so freundlich sein? Kamera. Dankeschön. We got this. We still have some time. Ja, jetzt warten. Might as well. We're all set on our eye. Actually, before we go, I doubt those goons would take too kindly to all of us rolling up at once. We should keep the number of people who meet with them to a minimum. You okay if it's only me who tags along? Certainly. That sounds like a wise suggestion. If I may make a suggestion, Mr. Arkwright, why don't you pretend to be my subordinate? Never thought I'd be an under-butler. Works for me. In that case, the rest of us will remain close by so that we can quickly move in, should you require our assistance. That sounds like a plan. Be careful, you two. Good luck, guys. You've got this. Thanks, guys. Stay sharp in case things go south. Several minutes later, Van and Rumsfeld arrived at a location designated for the ransom delivery. With only moments to spare, the two came prepared, hauling an attaché case filled with mirror. There you are. Rumsfeld, you came. Oh, my lady, I'm so relieved you're all right. Oh, now, let's not count our chicks before they've hatched. We specifically asked for the girl's pups to come do the trade-off, but I sure don't see him anywhere. What's the deal? Don't tell me he's the guy next to you. I find that a little hard to swallow. No, the master's currently away on business in a remote region. We, as your bodyguards, have been dispatched in his stead. Sorry, I'm not the guy you're looking for. But don't worry, we still made sure to bring what you're really after. We got 10 million mirror right here. Should be enough to satisfy, yeah? Eh? It's good enough. You did the bare minimum you were expected to, at least. Sucks to be you, though, eh, girlie? His own daughter gets nabbed, and your old man just throws some cash at the problem. Can't even be bothered to show his face. Don't you think it's a little suspicious he's at work? Maybe he decided to ditch you and hang out with his girl toy instead. My father would never do such a thing. But I suppose, perhaps, that he doesn't love me after all. If even this failed to sway him. Celia. My lady, you have nothing to fear. It's true the master is ill-mannered at times, but there's nobody in all of Zemuria who loves you more than he. If you don't mind, I have a message I'd like for you to hear. Perhaps it will demonstrate how he truly feels. Is that my mobile terminal? What's it doing here? The master sent a recording to this device yesterday. Please, have a listen. Is this thing on? Am I being recorded? First, I should explain that I have to take off this morning on the first train out. Since we cannot speak in person, I wanted to leave a message for you at the very least. That's my father's voice. It's really him. I am so sorry, Celia. I'm always so distracted with my work. I can only imagine how lonely you must feel. Your birthday is coming up soon, isn't it? I know I was away on other business trips for the past 2 birthdays. I wasn't able to celebrate as I should have. But I promise you, I'll do whatever it takes to make sure I'm home in time for your birthday this year. And when I do return, I'm going to give you your present myself. Until then, it pains me that I have to leave you alone yet again. Please, try to keep your spirits up. Know that I really truly do love you, Celia, my darling daughter. Oh, Father, I didn't realize you cared so much. Glad he decided to step up and show he knows how to be a dad for once. How'd you manage to come across that voice, man? I'm genuinely impressed. Well, I remembered that the master asked me several days ago how to send such a message to someone. It made me wonder if, perhaps, it was the young lady to whom he sent it. Then, when I went searching, sure enough there it was. How could I have been such a fool? I shouldn't have doubted father and tested him like this. I'm sorry, Rumsfeld. I must confess, this whole kidnapping was planned by me. I was scared father didn't truly love me, so I think nothing of it, my lady. You felt the need to act. I completely understand how you must feel. Thanks, Rumsfeld. I'm okay, Eddie. You can let go of my hand now. I might not have achieved what I set out to do, but I still want to pay everyone what I can in exchange for their time. Corselia, you don't have to do that, but if you're comfortable with it, I won't stop you. Not so quick, Eddie. This dumbass sub-story is over. Now the fun begins. What is the meaning of this? We had a deal. Are you breaking it? You bet your fine rich ass we are. Why take your pitiful paycheck when we could make off with that hefty ransom? And it's all thanks to our wonderful pal Eddie. We couldn't have done it without him. It's not every day you meet a gullible mark who's just begging to be held hostage and robbed of her own money. You can't be serious. You tricked me, Eddie? I trusted you. No, that's not true. I only agreed to help out with your fake kidnapping, I swear. This is news to me too. And as for you two gents, don't even think about trying anything funny. Hand over the case nice and quiet like. And make it quick, or else I can't guarantee Daddy's little girl will celebrate her birthday in one piece. You! If you put even a single scratch on Miss Corselia, you will pay for it. Man, I hate being right. I had a feeling it'd go down like this. I didn't ask you to introduce yourself, but I know you're that famous spring everyone always talks about. I was on the lookout for cops or bracers, but I sure didn't count on meeting someone like you. That geezer there's one conniving old fart. So you know about Mr. Arkwright as well, do you? I figured you'd be some mere hoodlum, but it appears you're smarter than you look. A shame you wasted on such nonsense. Well, if you know who I am, then we can cut right to the chase. I took on a job, and I fully intend to complete it. You're giving that girl back, one way or the other. If you want to make a deal, we can talk, but not until you hand her over first. Otherwise, I've got permission from my butler friend to send you all straight to Adius. Don't think I won't do it. Hey, hold on a minute, Jeffrey. The Desire I know would never stoop to something this low. Put the gun down before you do anything we'll all regret, please. We'd never do something like this? Don't make me laugh. You don't know the first thing about us. Listen, I got you in the gang for one reason and one reason only. Because you made for a handy, expendable pawn. But you know what? You did good. Putting this rich brat up to all this. Better than I ever expected, really. I owe you one, so I'll tell you what. You can leave our gang right now. If you're so queasy about getting your hands dirty. How about it? You can't. You can't be serious. Jeffrey, tell me you're lying. I looked up to you. I thought you were badass. Quit your sniveling already. Eddie! He's over, Eddie. Anyway, getting back to business. Where were we? Oh right, letting the girl go free. I wouldn't push my luck if I were you. Last time I checked, you weren't in a position to be making demands of us. As far as we're concerned, this chick's just a pile of used bait now. You sure you want to push your luck? Very well. We shall go ahead and hand over the briefcase. All we ask is that you return the young lady to us unharmed. Yeah, you got my word. Now step forward, nice and slowly. Any sudden movements and I blow her brains out. Stop right there. Leave the case on the ground and go straight back. I'll only let her go if you do. Got it. I hear you. Now comes the tricky part. There's no way he hands her over quietly. We already agreed that Rumsfeld would go in and rescue her while I held these idiots back. The question is, what to do about the money? Safest thing would be to prioritize her safety and let the cash go. But that'd be 10 million mirror down the drain. Hardly chump change. On the flip side, Rumsfeld and I could trust Eddie with the case and focus on rescuing the girl. What to do? Er ist ein Idiot. Aber wir vertrauen Eddie. It's settled. I'm gonna trust Eddie to keep the money safe. You're damn right I did. Now it's your turn. Hand her over now. You think after netting this much cash doing nothing, I'm just gonna let her go? I'd have to be stupider than you. Amazing. A few measly little threats were enough to convince you to part ways with 10 million mirror. You're one of a damn kind. You'll be holding on to her for the time being. Better start scrounging up some more mirror for the next ransom. No. Too damn predictable. Hey buddy, wanna clear your name and do something good for once? Think fast! Van flung the attaché case at Eddie, who caught it. Huh? Holy, this thing's heavy! Think you can scam us out of our dough, do ya? Give it here, Eddie. No, I'm not letting Desire get a single coin. Wrong choice, buddy. I gave you a chance. Now go say hi to Adius, dipshit. Eddie! Schon wieder. What? My lady, over here. Okay. Ah, what the hell are you idiots doing? Don't blame me, boss. That old dick's stronger than he looks. Damn, never thought they'd put up this much of a fight. But the numbers are on our side. It's 5-2, or should I say 1. Famous or not, you're still just a single spring, flying solo. I'd love to see you take on all of us. You think I still work solo, huh? I got bad news for you, pal. Arkwright Solutions is expanding these days. Everyone, are you ready? Your fun's over now that we are here. Now it's 5-4 though. Though I do believe it's fair to say that the balance of power has tipped in the other direction. All of which is to say, thank you all for coming to our aid. Some reinforcements. You've got chicks with you. Yeah, we've still got the edge. Come on, Jeffrey, let's get him. Damn it. No, we're pulling out. What? You heard me. I said we're pulling out. You heard him, boys. Time to scram. Don't think you've won, jackass. I'll make you regret crossing us. Well, that was a surprising turn of events. I half expected them to press their luck and come in swinging. Guess Desire's got some brains after all, especially in that fearless leader of theirs. But that's not the important thing right now. Shit. I can't believe I actually got shot back there. Ow. Eddie, Rumsfeld, he needs first aid right away. Can you help him? Certainly, my lady. Let me help too. Phew. Good work, everyone. We got a lot done today. Between rescuing Berselia and patching up Eddie. He's not completely out of the woods. I've got a hunch those goons are going to have it out for him after what he pulled. So I took the liberty of tipping the cops off about this whole mess so they can keep him on their radar. But at least you'll live to see another day thanks to our little hostage's quick thinking, kid. Eddie did nothing wrong. He was tricked by all the rest of them. How could I not help? He even managed to save the money. Thank you so much for everything, Eddie. I'm so sorry I ever doubted you. What I said was terrible. No, it's okay. I totally understand. I'm the one who ought to be apologizing. I'm so sorry I put you through that nightmare. I can't tell you how glad I am that you're okay. It's nice to see the two of you make amends. We'll cover the cost of his care. It's the least we can do to repay him for what he's done. Looks like you can handle things from here then. Unless you need anything else, I think we're going to bounce. Mr. Arkwright, everyone, thank you again for your assistance. I cannot begin to tell you just how grateful I am to have you on our side.
That takes care of that. Looks good to me.
Mirror deposit confirmed.
Auch gleich, bevor ich Waters hingehe und ihn vergesse. Wie lieb. Vance Group decided. Üblicher Stick. It's good to see you, Spriggan. Thanks for coming by. No problem. Didn't expect to get a request from you of all people, though. What gives? Why don't you want Agnes to know? Oh, I just don't want her to worry for no good reason. That's all. Sure, that's all. What's the real reason? Because it'll be more fun to take care of it if it's just the two of us. Fun, huh? You always have an interesting definition of that. Don't get me wrong, I really don't want to concern Agnes with this either. I'll take your word for it. You said you guys are having some kind of problem in the neighborhood around Aramis? Right. In short, we seem to be having some people who are trying to spy on our students of late. That's something you really want to hear? Have you talked to the police or the guild about it? No, not yet. My source for this information isn't the kind I'd rather share with the police in particular. I'm sure you understand. Fair enough. I won't stick my nose where it isn't wanted either, then. If we're talking about kids being spied on here, then conventional wisdom would suggest these people are scooping them out to kidnap them later. Wouldn't be all that surprising considering how many kids there come from money. Even so, with that sort of security that campus has got, they've got their work cut out for them. They do, but the signs are there nevertheless. Plus, these people don't have to strike on campus to cause trouble. Once the students leave campus, they are out of our security guard's orbit. Right, which is exactly what they'll be doing sooner rather than later. I see where this is going. Exactly. Our big trip coming up puts me in a real bind. With the students operating on their own outside of campus, it'll be impossible for me to be in all places at once to keep an eye on things. Which is why I'd prefer if we can get all of this straightened out before we leave, so I can put this idiot's machinations to bed once and for all. Sounds like there's more to this than meets the eye, but even without me knowing, I understand where you're coming from. Not something we should put on the back burner, that's for sure. So does that mean you will help me? I've come this far, so might as well. Plus I'm curious what would make it so fun, as you put it. Guessing you have some sort of reason you want me to help you specifically. I do. I have a good hunch as to who might be behind this. He's the kind of person who'd be best to handle with your help. Of course, I want to make it worth your time too, so I've arranged a special reward for you in addition to your usual commission. There's a famous ice cream maker in Le Bourg who put out a brand new gelato flavor. A flavor that I just so happen to have flown to me all the way from Teil. You interested? Interested? That flavor's the hottest topic right now in the Sweets magazine I read. Wieder gebadet mit Eis und Süßen. I thought they had orders for that stuff back up all the way to next year. What can I say? If I want your services, I've got to make sure I come prepared. It's the least I could do. You know me too well, kitty. If that's on the line, you can be damn sure I'll earn my keep. Let's get to work. Van and Ren started looking into any suspicious information they found relating to Aramis. With Ren having already identified a few leads of her own, the investigation proceeded smoothly. Soon they found out what group and who was behind everything. Ow! Ow! Kall aus dem Bein! Okay, now that the plan is settled, all that's left is to take action during their school trip. Remember that we are only helping you because our boss trusts your plan to work. This better go off without a hitch. Of course it will. Just follow the plan and soon we'll be rolling in ransom dough. I'm not a part of the Dolor family. It's my responsibility to see things through. And that's not all. If students continue getting kidnapped, the student council president will have to involve herself soon enough. The situation will soon demolish her reputation, and as she lay in shambles, we can lure her in with the kidnapped students. I will finally be able to exact revenge on that accursed Grand Bride. I am certain my father will be most pleased when he hears about this. My, Ronald, you're a devoted man, aren't you? I'm most amazed you still remember me after all this time. I ain't so sure that a daddy's boy like him is the kind of fan club you'd want to have after you. What in the world are you doing here? I had my suspicions that you would be the one pulling the strings here, Ronald Griffith. Oh, huh. It jogs my memory a little. I've indirectly dealt with this brat before.
Nein, nicht mit dem Mikro. Nein, wir schmusen nicht mit dem Mikrofon. Das Thema haben wir schon mehrfach durchgekaut. Leg dich bitte wieder hin.
This your former classmate, yeah? The one that had a bone to pick with you and ended up getting expelled after trying to mess with you? The very same. You were most helpful digging up information on his father at the time, even if it was through our mutual reporter acquaintance. I must extend my thanks again for assisting me then. You two have no idea what the hell you put us through after ruining my father's career. No, I don't, and I couldn't care less either. You two were just asking for it. So, let me recapitulate here. Your grand plan was to engineer a series of kidnappings to, as you put it, enact your revenge on me. What a tedious and oblique way of going about things you have. Give him some credit. His brain might not be turning on right after what you did to him. Probably scared him shitless of a face-to-face confrontation. You strike a good point there. So don't make fun of me. Me joining the Dolor family was also I could make you pay. We are a mafia with roots dating back to the very history of the Republic. We are not to be messed with. So don't you dare underestimate me. Man, there's a name I haven't heard in a while. I would say the Dolor family figures in at about the third largest mafia in the Republic. They vied for the second spot years ago, just behind Heiyue. Back then they held an immense amount of power. However, Almada's recent moves have managed to displace them from their zone of influence, and they haven't been as active as a result. Shut up! I don't want to hear Almada's name anywhere in relation to us. Oh my, is Almada yet another sore spot for you? My apologies, that was so inconsiderate of me. You bitches are really asking for it now. I might have to fast track things now, but you falling straight into my hands must be a blessing from Adius herself. Thank you for saving me the trouble. To show my gratitude, I'll give you a demonstration of the true darkness this world is capable of. What's so damn funny? Pardon me, Ronald. I couldn't quite help myself. Such a cute declaration to make towards me, of all people. You are out of your depth. Shall we, Spriggan? Fine. But I ain't doing all the work here. You needn't worry. I have a message I need them to hear loud and clear. Do not ever try to harm my students. You don't scare me. It won't take me 10 minutes with you until every bone in your body is crying in pain. Armor error. Armor error. You've got to be shitting me. We're real mafia. Those gangsters from last year were nothing compared to us. So how? We didn't even get a scratch in. You are right about one thing. It did, indeed, take less than 10 minutes. What did I think about it? I remember one of our grunts talking about getting their shit kicked in by a student before. Shit, I think this is the Arkwright dude that's been making waves all over. Wait, one that's been messing with Armada? What the hell is he doing here? This ain't no joke. We got no chance against him. Run, everyone! I guess they were pretty low in the family's pecking order, but I still expect them to put up a better fight. Wait, please! What was it, Ronald, that you said before? Oh, I know, something about demonstrating the true darkness this world is capable of. Huh! The sheer audacity to even dare utter that. You, who's never had the courage to truly gaze at the abyss and have it stare back at you. Maybe it's about time I show you the true despair of that darkness. Oh dear, we've reached the same outcome as before. I expected all that bravado to take him further this time. At least we managed to clean up last time's leftovers. So things should be spick and span from here on. That we have. I must thank you again for your help. That's one more time to add to the tally. You probably didn't even need me here, let's be honest. We've come a long way from the kitty I first met. Good work today, Ren. Likewise. Having completed their objective, Van accompanied Ren back to the surface for his promised gelato. The two took a short break together, Van enjoying his reward alongside a black tea of Ren's recommendation before parting ways.
That wasn't a bad way to kill time.
Hatte sie ihren eigenen Tisch mit? So wie immer? The perfect school council president. Van's art strength was 5. Wo habe ich nicht noch? Ne, habe ich ja schon. Ist ja direkt in dem Tab mit drin.
Banana launched.
Ach ne, Kamelsfigur habe ich noch niemandem
Thank you,
gegeben.
Van.
Bett.
That hits the spot. That hits the spot.
Und dann noch da einfach mal Call it a day.
What?
I agreed to meet up with the movable once my other work was done. Should I head over there now? Yep. Afterward, they went to Station Street to pick up some odds and ends. Then, when it came time to return to the office. It's a little early, but I think we should call it a day. You can head on back to the office, Agnes. Agnes, feel free to go straight to the dorms if you want. Really? Does this have to do with your conversation with that bracer earlier? Nah, it's nothing that important. Oh, your trial period's over, is it? I don't know how long you were planning on hanging around, but we're happy to have you. Thank you. I'll bring the supplies we purchased back to our base. Appreciate it. Anyway, don't stay out too late now, guys. Oh? Why is he running off all on his own? Do you think we should track him? We shouldn't invade his privacy. But aren't you curious, Agnes? I mean, yes, but... He said, aren't you against prying into Van's business too? On the contrary, I'm in full support. I've been fiercely curious about his destination. Furthermore, it seemed he was going there for the sake of his acquaintance rather than for his personal business. But in truth, I was recommended to start spending more time as I please, so I intend to do just that. What? Alright, then we shouldn't leave anyone out. Let's call Aaron. Natürlich. Was ist schon Privatsphäre? Will you be coming along, Miss Claudel? Fine. I don't want to be the only one left out. I really thought you were more mature than this. I apologize for my imperfect nature. I'm still only 20 after all. Verarscht. Man, the biggest bracer like you can't just stand around here and not expect to get stares. Hey there, sorry for calling you on such short notice. How'd you manage to convince the others to let you go? Don't worry about it, I lost them anyways. I think you could give me more of a heads up next time. Those kids will poke their nose into anything once they catch a whiff. Sure thing, next time. So, what do you even want from me? If you just wanted someone to help you blend in, wouldn't Elaine or Clausel have done the job just fine? They are tough enough to serve as backup, but they'd probably make me stand out more than you'd think. Besides, I think you are a better fit with who we are about to meet. Oh, come on. Hey, I'll buy you a drink for the trouble. Anyway, let's get going. Blacklight District. Well, here we are. The place the city's very worst for home. For how long it's been around, it's kinda crazy how much more lively it's gotten in the past few years. No kidding. You won't find it on any map, yet people are still somehow finding their way down here. But what criminal wouldn't be tempted by a literal lawless zone where they can let off all the steam they damn well bleeds? Might be a bit much for your little ones to handle right now, though. Yeah, hate to do it, but I gotta introduce him to it eventually. Can't stay ignorant of its existence forever when you're in this line of work. True enough. So, my impression of you being a mother hen looking after her chicks wasn't so far off after all, huh? Okay, Nit. So, where are we going? Well, let's peek in at the nearby bars for starters. Watch your back, alright? I know.
Mind if I split? I've got a bad feeling about this.
Come on, man. Where's your adventurous spirit?
Jetzt sind aber viele Läden. Und ich habe so wenig Geld.
Give me your worst.
Your time's run out. Fine, let's play. Better be ready.
Activating skill.
Sucker. Arkwright.
Use a shark boost to get the upper hand. Give him your all.
Here goes.
Give him your all.
No use. Sucker.
Activating skill. Here we go. Heralding fists. They flinched. Arkwright.
Activating skill.
Son of a.
Put you in your place.
Away with you.
Arkwright.
Activating skill.
They're down. A chance.
Activating skill.
Kidding me?
That's how it's done. Almost feel sorry for the bastards in hindsight. Almost. Gotta be pretty wet behind the ears to pick a fight with the immovable and not know what they are getting into. Goes to show why the Taito school still got its rep. It's lost some of its luster from back in the day, alas. The central dojo closed down 10 years ago after Master Ryuga passed. Now it hangs on by a thread, split between several disparate dojos. Speaking of those, got something on your mind? I remember you like to go visit those rinky-dinky dojos every now and then to train with the disciples. Why not take up the mantle and revive the Taito school outright? You ever think of doing that? Can't imagine anyone would have a problem with you taking the reins. I'd love to see that as much as anyone, believe me, but I don't think I'm cut out to lead the whole school like that. And I can't just shirk my duty as a bracer to chase some pipe dream of mine. Maybe once I'm retired I'll give it some thought. True, Guild probably can't afford to lose somebody as high up as you. Given everything going on right now, yeah. You flatter me. I can't take all the credit though. You really held your own in that fight back there. You've got a lot of oddball moves in your arsenal. I can tell you're trained in Kunlun, clear as day. Must have a hell of a master to be able to fight like that. Hell of a master is right. He went and wasted his talent on a punk ass like me. Couldn't even repay him for everything he did. Ah, you don't say. What do you mean? Anyway, let's keep moving. Our destination should be further in.
Guess I'll check out the arena.
Falscher Knopf.
What will it be?
Einkaufen. Mit dem bisschen Geld, was ich habe, will ich mal gucken, was es hier gibt. Ja, geht mit.
I'll be seeing you.
So mit, was ich hier schon wieder was geschafft habe. 8000 nehmen wir. Moment. Was ist das Virtual Battle Ding? Was gibt's dafür? Bei 100.
I've got best come again. I've got some fine wares for sale.
Hier. Hier. Davon soll ich eigentlich ein paar machen. Wie viele Münzen fehlen eigentlich noch? How many coins hier noch? Ja, noch der letzte.
Ha! Best come again. I've got
War ja schon.
best come again soon.
War ja schon.
Welcome. Thank you for coming. We await your next visit.
Let's talk if you've got. Don't take too long to decide now. Come back soon.
Not this one. I don't sense any chi. They must not be here.
Who in the hell are you talking about?
You're shitting me, right? Sorry to hold things up.
How delightful it is to see you, Mr. Arkwright. And you as well, Immovable.
You sure took your sweet ass time. Didn't expect Arkwright to be with you, though.
I'm just here to do him a favor. But if I'd known we were coming to see scumbags like you, I'd have turned him straight down. Come on now, no need to be like that. I knew you weren't Calvert, but it's hard to believe it's been 2 years since I last saw your face, eh, Walter? That's in Stromungender, huh? Bugged the hell out of me. We weren't even able to use that chance to settle the score between us. Same here. So, I'm sure it's no coincidence I was suddenly able to meet you so easily. I spoke to these two before you showed up, but meetups like this here and there ain't such a bad idea with how little we know about those guys. I see now. We are all after Almada, so we are here to trade information on him. Didn't think I'd chance into a gathering this major, so who's our imposing friend?
I ask that you proceed as though I am not present. Think of me as a random traveler who happened to be here when you arrived.
That's, asking a lot. Though the code and you being part of this group gives me an idea of who you're affiliated with. To kick this thing off, it's proving impossible to even learn more about Almada at this point. Heard a report the other day that a bracer and an undercover on them still hasn't come back. We have been in much the same position ever since the situation in Langport. Not long ago, a cold-blooded warning video was sent to our Council of Elders, the kind meant to serve as an example. They just keep getting worse. We've had nothing like that on our end, but there's one guy up top who can't seem to wipe the smile off his face since they cropped up. He's one real shitbag, so if he likes them, you know they are real monsters. Sounds to me like we all think we're better off crushing them before they become even more of a headache. This guy, he the one you mentioned a while back?
I've got a list of questions from the Oathbreaker, so start running your mouth,
or I'll run my fist through your face.
The infamous fourth anchors, huh? Doesn't quite sit right. I imagine our definitions of crush differ here, but at least we know where we all stand now. Save for our friend keeping his cards to his chest there anyway. It sounds like the CID's up to something too. Still wish I could figure out just what their boss is thinking. Old Rocksmith's successor, huh? Heard some colorful rumors about him myself. But knowing he's turned a blind eye to a hole like this makes him alright in my book. Indeed, President Rocksmith was a broad-minded fellow in his own right. But the current president has proven even more receptive toward us. Some of the elders are rather fond of him. But it does also make him a far more formidable foe during negotiations. From our perspective, the president's willingness to work with you guys is one giant flapping red flag. Oh, do not misunderstand. All of our cooperation efforts are in line with your guild's code. Heaven forbid otherwise. Can you guys not probe each other while I'm stuck right in the middle? I feel like I don't even need to be here anymore. Easy, Arkwright. Your part's just about to come up.
Walter.
Willst du schon wieder das Auto schmeißen?
It ain't often we get a chance like this, and you can't pick a better place. You weren't satisfied with how we ended 2 years ago either. So what say we pick it up where we left off? Right here, right now.
Ha! Sounds like a plan.
Wait, you saw this coming, didn't you? Hell no, I ain't here to watch two monsters beating the crap out
Who
of—
said you'd watch? You and White Orchid Dragon are joining. Come on. Exchange info, exchange blows. Either way, we're getting to know each other.
I admit to some reluctance standing between combatants of your caliber. But I am also not one to pass up a chance to face Mr. Arkwright and the famed Jin the Immovable.
Well, you should be.
Sorry, Arkwright, but this is just how it's gotta be. We'd lose sight of ourselves if it was just one-on-one. And who knows how much damage we'd cause then.
Damn asshole.
I shall act as observer. Fight to your heart's content.
Why are you so up for this? You're welcome to my spot, you know?
Perhaps another time.
Ready? Begin! Give me your worst. Ha! Try not to bore me, all right?
Don't hold anything back now, all right?
I'm all fired up.
A good chance for a shard energy output maximum. Activating skill.
Distance here! Alright! Boom shot!
You ain't seen nothing!
You're making me get serious.
Ey, nochmal, das hat eine ganz schöne Delle gemacht.
Limit removed.
Sei noch eine Delle.
Distance here! Alright! Boom shot!
Now we're talking.
Well done.
Boost gauge limit
Sehr schön.
removed.
Manchmal kann es so einfach sein.
And you still won't accept that S-rank promotion. Why the hell not?
I'm just not ready for it. My Taito skills have nothing to do with it. Though it'll sure give me a boost in confidence if I can beat you here.
Oh yeah? Will it now?
What the hell are you? Hold on a sec. This is looking real bad. You got a scram, huh? I can't move. I fear there's no stopping this. I'm honored to bear witness.
That is enough.
Well then. You are...
Kilika!
You got here quick, and here I was hoping we could duke it out a little longer.
I figured you'd have a lot of catching up to do, so I thought to give you some space. A mistake on my part, I see. Are you a future S-rank bracer and a society enforcer, or are you infants?
Oh, wait a minute! This was all his fault!
Don't give me that! You were all gung-ho until she showed up, buddy.
Looking more and more like infants from where I am standing. What a shame. I was rather looking forward to seeing that to its end. You are a force to be reckoned with, Flying Swallow. Good to see you, Spriggan. I see Jin is causing you trouble yet again. As for you, Sao, are you sure it's alright for you to be out of Crossbell after your promotion to president? Worry not. I foisted all responsibility there to Yin and the SSS. This guy has no shame. Looks like you brought more suspicious folks to the party.
What? You got a problem with us, punk? So you're the Spriggan of the Republic. But personally, I think of you as the dropout of the Conlone School.
Wait, are you?
Now, Celise. It's not good to pick fights with him when you've only just met. Even if he is a shady piece of human waste from Adios knows where who can't figure out which half of the moral fence he's standing on.
Well, even I wasn't trying to be that harsh.
Furious.
Still, I see it was worth our while to come down here. Who knew a battle between the Society's finest Eastern martial artist and a student of one of the 3 great schools would be waiting for us? But perhaps the greatest surprise of all is seeing you.
Thought you were acting kind of funny lately. But finding out you're all buddy-buddy with the Society is one thing I didn't see coming.
I haven't the faintest idea what you're talking about. I am a mere traveler who chanced upon this place and its current company. Nothing more. I ask that you pay me no mind, Mother Celise, Father Leon.
You're not even trying to hide it.
You are quite the interesting fellow, Vice Captain.
Must have been a hard job bringing a couple of runts like them down here.
I thought they would make a fine match for you. We do have an agreement right now, after all.
Who are you calling a couple of runts? You sure can run your mouth dire well, but don't go getting cocky. How about I show you and that hardhead what I can really do?
Yeah? With what, Missy? That sword? Sure you're gonna be swinging it and not the other way around? How'd a teeny bopper like you even get that damn
I'm 27.
Huh?
I said I'm 27. Any questions?
Huh. Well, I guess some guys are into that kind of thing.
You are so dead.
You had to step on a landmine. She hates when people talk about her little baby face and impressively short height.
Also dead.
I'll leave this crap to you, Arkwright.
Why me? I have a feeling I know where these 3 are from.
Oh, there he is!
How are you guys down here?
Guys?
Van! Wait. Huh?
Sao! What kind of crazy party is this?
Well, if it isn't Aaron. How'd you even find this place? I thought I threw you off my trail, Teil.
This is what happens when you only keep people half in the loop.
Elaine? I didn't think you'd wander down here too. Wait, isn't she the one and only Beauty's Blade? The woman next to her.
I happened to run into them during their search for you. I did have my doubts on whether to bring them here or not, but as you can see... Well, in any case, I had a feeling you were here.
My apologies. I had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. But now that I see it,
This place certainly does pique my interest.
Well, I was gonna bring you down here at some point. But what's with you beating me to it, Elaine? You're the one who's constantly harping on about keeping him out of danger. Going senile, we're used to danger. And besides, I see some other kids down here too. I know that you have our best interests at heart, but no one likes being kept at arm's length forever. Sorry for all the trouble this ended up causing, man. But hey, it ended up being a good chance to teach him about this place, no? Oh please, don't start acting like you did nothing wrong. I'll say, I have some choice words for you too, Jin. You didn't think to discuss your coming here with anyone else? Quite the arrogant move on your part. Well, fun's over. I've had enough of being here. Today was more about saying hi anyway. I've done what I came for. Walter. We will see each other again at some point, even if the only other place I can imagine that happening is your prison cell. Well, kind strangers, if you would excuse me. Yeah, that's enough hellos. Sorry for making you show us down here, Chief. We're out of here. See you all around sometime. I wouldn't be surprised if we met again, though that depends on what A does.
Well, now that the air has calmed down a touch, perhaps those of us who remain might continue sharing information?
Man, you never change.
Wir brauchen einen größeren Tisch, ganz ehrlich. Ich hab mich da alle ganz schön rangequetscht. Sounds like there's no room for doubt then. Armada's got some other organization working for him. So it would appear. Their funding is at least partly coming from those who funded the racial terrorism of the past, too. That's awful. Ben was telling us about that not too long ago. Our company's risk assessment led us to the same conclusion. Up until a few years ago, racially motivated attacks on those of Eastern and Central Eastern descent were all too common. They were known to be orchestrated by white supremacist groups who traced their origins back to the Old Kingdom. But the situation changed significantly when a rather large group attacked the trade conference in Crossbell 4 years ago. Fortunately, we were able to quell the situation thanks to an insurance policy we had in place. And as soon as the crisis was put to rest, the former president started an aggressive crackdown on those groups. You didn't hear much from them after that. Then the post-war reparations put the entire issue on the back burner. That's not to say they disbanded, however. If anything, the economic prosperity provided an ideal cover for them to continue in secret. And now their cover is coming to an end, bringing the issue of them to the surface once again. Well, I don't know how those assholes are tied to Armada, but if they've got all those fat stacks at their disposal, that explains how they got so big so fast. Yeah, and with that kind of mirror, they could bring people on the outside into the fold. Like the group Melchior and the new puppeteer come from. A group able to wipe out a high-ranking company of Jaeger single-handedly, and likely with special abilities at their disposal. So they are from the Gardens. I'm thoroughly unsurprised you've heard of them. You have, even in the criminal underworld. What's the Gardens? Is it some kind of group? They are a criminal organization that's of a different breed to mafias like Armada. They don't have much in common with the society either, mind. We first learned of their existence 9 years ago. Their modus operandi is gathering orphans and giving them a first-class education in assassination. Damn, didn't know stuff like that was even real. Unfortunately, it very much is. Their members are few in number, but they complete their missions with startling success. The organization is divided into several groups called Gardens, which each being led by an overseer. We are aware of their presence at Marduk as well. Their threat level is considered to be S+. Internally, it was at one point believed that most unsolved assassinations were their handiwork. Yeah, you can imagine the headache when we even had another group trying to mimic their playbook. Still, their name hasn't cropped up very much over the past couple years. Not since the overseer of the Garden of Swords was taken out by 2 members who fled the organization. Wow. I feel like I've read that story somewhere before. What is it, Van? Nothing. Anyway, now we know that the group of monsters is working with Almada. It's still a mystery how they ended up that way. Same with how they wound up with all that terrorist funding. But maybe a more pressing question is why they are working together. True. They've got 3 of the worst tiles that exist. Just a matter of working out what hand they are going for. You a Mahjong player too? You're right, we're gonna need to focus on that going forward. Indeed, albeit in our own unique ways, no doubt. Well, I believe we've had enough discussions for one day. Still, it seems clear there's more room for negotiations between us than some other groups going forward. I am most humbled you are including us in that. Well, I don't know about you and Gien, but Heyul has its moderates too, like Fan. Take it we can include you guys in that too, Arkwright? Goes without saying, hey, we're the common thread between all of you. And you're just gonna keep using us as a bridge between you anyways. You got that right, so we would. But of course. Stop being so in sync. I see it didn't take you long to adjust to life in the capital. Just bear in mind that Lady Ashen is rather worried about you back in Langport. You try to exercise restraint in your daily life, Man, she could stand to chill out a little. And you should be the one checking in on her more often. How's Shin doing, by the way? He's been abroad in Remiferia for half a year now, right? I believe he's doing rather well. He attends a distinguished middle school there and is blessed with many good friends. Come to think of it, Chief, I know you go way back with him and the Dire Wolf. But I would have figured Renee would handle this kind of thing. That's right. The smart guy you and Elaine grew up with, yeah? He's actually quite occupied with another case for us. As for that, what that case is, you will soon see. Huh? That's sure an ominous way of putting it. And she's one of the more reasonable ones too. Why can't the CID be staffed by more normal people? Forgive me for saying so, but you're a fine one to talk. Yeah, I can't believe you came to a place like this without us. Kinda pisses me off I let you shake me in the first place, but that's in the past now. So, just what is this place? It's called the Blacklight District. It's the city's unofficial 13th district, and it's dark side. A lawless zone that changes location from time to time and that few cops dare to tread. It's home to criminals of every kind. Good place for them to get together too. Think that all this time, such a place was right under my nose. You know, I feel like Avi said something about it to me before. I was aware of its existence, but this is my first time seeing it in person. It looks to be a combination of multiple underground areas that went unused during the city's urban planning. Good spot to hang out. We had to walk through a whole damn maze just to get here. An underground coliseum and contraband as far as the eye can see. It's like it was made for me. Well, too late to do anything now that you're here. I'm gonna guess people stayed away cause you had Elaine. But people are always getting into scuffles around here. So let me teach you how to speak this district's language. We'll take a tour while we do. But just keep your eyes peeled, alright? Right. Of course. I'm down.
Was nice. Was nice. Ja, leg dich hin. Au! Sollst du hinlegen, nicht bitte Kralle ins Bein hauen.
Proceeding to neutralize.
Oh.
You're in for now.
Ah,
Fine,
I
let's
like your
play.
spunk.
If we must.
Go time! I'm out.
Leave this to me. Time to go all out. I said. Activating skill. A chance. No.
A chance.
Use a sharpness to get the upper hand.
Me.
I'm sure you guys have figured it out, but the Blacklight District ain't exactly the kind of place you visit for fun. Aaron's another story, but the rest of you make easy pickings for scumbags and lowlifes hacking it down here. You don't come down here by yourselves, understood? Yeah, I get what you mean. Things can get really dicey if you get surrounded here. But if you bring a buddy along, I bet it'd make for a fun fight. Ideally, you won't be fighting in a city at all. Still, I didn't realize there were so many people like that down here. Yep, pretty spooky when you think about it. This world here is a lot closer to yours than you might be comfortable with. It is, but honestly, I'm just more surprised this all existed right under my nose. At least, it's surprising to someone as well-to-do as me. Perhaps I'm just not very aware of my surroundings. You'd think this would be something of a problem, but it's like everyone just turns a blind eye to it. I hear ya, Blacklight's a lawless place, but they have their own rules instead. The big one being, you don't drag innocent civilians into your messes down here. Most tend to follow that, so they'll leave you alone. Keyword being most. Some of them step out of line, like we just saw. Reminds me of Heiyu's own coach. Do you visit here often, Mr. Arkwright? You seem to be rather well informed about this area. I check in from time to time. There's intel down here that you can't find anywhere else. And as you guys might have noticed by now, it's a good place to sharpen your street smarts. Yeah, I totally get what you mean. It's gotta be like the best part of this whole trip. Man, Jaeger born and bred, ain't ya?
What'll it be?
Zumindest das, was wir erlebt haben.
Come again.
Wow, there sure are a lot of bars in this place. All my stuff is to die for. See you later, handsome.
They are likely the only sources of refuge for the people here.
Cool! There's a match going on right now!
Is some kind of arena? Nice.
Yep, this here's where they hold fighting tournaments. You go in and beat the shit out of each other. Makes for a gambling hotbed, as you can imagine. Oh, color me intrigued. Wow, that's awesome. Sounds like an amazing place to train. Yeah, no. Literally anything goes in there. Roids, mods, explosive, you name it. It ain't the place to train. It's straight up bloodsport in there. Organizers will even come up with bullshit reasons to make you fight monsters and archaisms. Even if you survive, all the shit they throw at you, it really ain't worth it. Just steer clear of it, alright? It's fair. Sounds like you really have to be on your toes in there. Pretty decent prize money if you win though. I'll give him that much credit. It's one way to make ends meet down here. Mr. Arkwright, you're not speaking from experience, are you? Nah, that shit ain't my scene. Well, not anymore, I mean. Bist nass. Hättest dich vertrocken machen können. Bleib nur liegen. Look, they were hard times, okay? That bastard paid for a new truck, but he didn't pay for all the mods like the previous one had. Whatever you say, Chief. Next time you decide to enter, let me know so I can put my money on you. Hell no! I ain't setting foot in that cesspit again. Warum nicht? Du sagst, da gibt's Geld.
Strange posse you're running with.
Hey, mister. What'll you have today?
Prost. 50% Accuracy, 7% Crit.
Thanks for coming.
Okay. Was steht da rum? Gut, dann rennen wir noch mal eine Runde rum. Ist Hermes.
Boss is gonna yell at you.
Wanna get a drink together?
Ach ja.
Ooh, you look dangerous.
Strap.
I'd better see you again.
Noch ihn vergessen? Nee, ich guck nicht. Nee, müssten alles sein. Ach, mal wieder raus, oder? So.
Guess I'll check out the arena.
I don't think I've seen you before.
Oh, you know what I just realized? We haven't checked any bulletin boards here. Don't sweat that. As a rule, I don't take 4 SPGs from anybody down here. Why not? There are a lot of people here who could use some help, aren't there? For real, nobody down here is exactly innocent, so I can't imagine any of them being able to go to the cops or bracers for help. That's the problem. There are some rare exceptions, but almost everyone down here has a checkered past in some way. Ultimately, I can't trust them not to abuse the system. Worst case scenario, I get farmed out as a grunt for some real sketchy shit. Not worth it. That does make sense, given Spriggan's reputation for assisting in legally grey matters. I can see how a bad faith actor might exploit them for their own gain, and how society at large would offer little to defend them. To be clear, I already make a point of filtering out those garbage posts to start with. More than anything else, I'd just be a giant time sink trying to vet requests from these parts. That's the biggest reason I don't bother. As much as some folks might think otherwise, I don't deal with criminals. I deal with people who have complicated problems. When somebody has a problem they can't rely on the law or the guild to solve, they come to me. That's all there is to it. That's Van for you. What can I say? It's worked for me so far, must be doing something right. End of the day, if someone here really wants my services, they are not completely out of luck. They've still got 2 options. They can post a 4 SPG in another part of town, or they can come talk to me. Same as anybody else, really. Doesn't mean I'll agree to help, but I'll hear them out at least. That's our boss, always trying to keep the door open. Yep. After leaving the district, they made their way to the surface, following a different route. Damn, it's already this late? We were down there a while. It connects to the Riverside district too? Feels like waking up from a dream. Guess it was all a bit too much for a kid. Speaking of kids, seems like that boy we ran into is the son of a Jaeger. I really liked it down there, shady criminals excluded. It was like a conflict could break out at any second, a perfect place for training. Not this again. At least it hadn't fully descended into anarchy, even if the rules were somewhat lax. It seemed like a good place to procure goods and materials you can't get on the surface. Yeah, don't want anyone getting hooked on the place, but use it when you need to. Just follow the rules. It goes for you in particular, Aaron. You okay, Agnes? You're awfully quiet. No, I'm perfectly fine. It was just a lot to take in. I'm feeling a bit of culture shock, I suppose. I can hardly blame you. I'm sorry. I was probably making you feel even worse with how carried away I was getting. Oh, you don't need to feel responsible. It's just, to be honest, I've got something else on my mind too. It does kind of feel like something's been eating at you lately. Worried about things at school? Yes, actually. There's a major opportunity coming up that I was considering opting into. But I think I've decided against it. There's nothing more it can teach me that I haven't learned already after all. Oh?
Our information did not lead us astray, I see. It's good to see you all, my friends.
That it is.
Your Highness. Ajay. Damn, talk about showing up unexpected. Ah, so this is what the chief was talking about.
Correct. His Highness and I have something to discuss with you. Please, climb in.
So spacious in here. This here's an ETWS stretch limo, right? Hell of a luxury. Right smooth as a baby's ass too. Still room to move up in the world, huh? The suspension system is in a luxury vehicle like this versus my pickup are built for totally different things. Speaking of, I take it you liked the part I sent you? I got it on special order to ensure it didn't clash with the aesthetic of your truck. Oh, like undersells it. It's a thing of beauty. Even if that ulterior motive behind sending it wasn't just in my head. Still, I'm glad you're both looking well. Thank you. My apologies again for all the trouble we caused you. We weren't expecting to see you all again so soon either. But we were already here for a visit with the President, so the timing happened to line up. What? Oh, that Gramhart guy? Huh? Didn't see anything about a meeting on the news. Some kind of secret talks? You needn't concern yourself with details that are on a need-to-know basis. Well, we are living in crazy times. No doubt there's plenty for our leaders to be talking about. Much as it bugs me that you've clearly got something besides that you want to dump on us. Oh? I think I see what's going on now.
I'm sure you do. We invited you here in the hopes of hiring you. This is a joint request from Elsyme and the CID.
It's quite the pair. I'm committing to nothing, but keep going.
The short of it is, we'd like you to go on another trip for us. To the home of the Verne Company, the city of Basel in the southwest.
That's Calvert's biggest ornament manufacturer, isn't it? This sounds like a big one.
If you could take a look at the screen.
Basel is an industrial city that is home to both the Verne Group's HQ and the Basel Institute of Science. Its artisanal district dates back to the Middle Ages, and it is surrounded by an abundance of nature. Our problem is that as of late, the city's orbital network has become unstable. In addition, suspicious individuals have been sighted leaving and entering the city.
Don't tell me it's... I know what you're thinking, but we can't assume that until we have all the facts, of which we have very little. Under normal circumstances, we would be well informed of the situation, as our country has deep ties with the Institute. Unfortunately, its director, who also happens to be Verne's CEO, has been notably unforthcoming as of late. That's strange. Isn't your country one of Verne's largest shareholders? Yes, it is. We are not their principal shareholder, but we still wield considerable influence over the company. Yet in spite of that fact, the CEO has been emphatically vague in response to our questions. We suspect he is merely buying time. For what, though, I do not know. But his sudden shift in behavior indicates he's hiding something, hence my request to you. You're not giving me much to work with here. And if you're looking for technical experts, you've come to the wrong place. Oh, I beg to differ. After all, you have one of Marduk's very own concierges in your employ. Also, a little birdie told me you're testing some revolutionary new technology at present. Oh, you mean that Zimiu thingy? It's still undergoing testing, but we plan to reveal it to the public eventually. Good to hear. I'll most certainly be looking forward to it. Anyhow, if we took our request to the guild, it'll land at the bottom of their list of priorities, given that no civilian casualties have occurred. Also, much like the police, they are as wary as a fox with these sorts of mysteries. Right, and if we are on the job, we can deal with any problems that you'd rather keep away from the public eye. The conditions are fair, but you better be willing to pay top mirror for our services, or you can count us out. Oh, you needn't worry there. If anything, it makes you more trustworthy in my book. Is that a fact? Well, I think we should definitely consider taking this on, especially if Armada is involved. If possible, I'd like to ask one thing before we agree to take this on. What's the CID's connection to this case? You haven't been upfront about that. Oh? Ever the sharp one. Vern and the Institute are currently part of two national projects. One of them is for making the Cypher standard available to the general public, both at home and abroad. The technology is a national secret, so our involvement should be no surprise. Makes sense. Gotta stay on top of any leaks and scandals so they don't slip through the cracks. What about the other project? Classified. Oh, come on! Boo! Even I don't know the specifics there, so I'm in the same boat as you all. I did try pressing the president for details, but he simply wouldn't budge. Apologies, but that's all the more reason why I cannot divulge any information about the project. The point is, there are many reasons for our involvement. This all sounds fishy as hell, but whatever, get on with it. As you wish. The issue of the Cypher standards funding source also needs to be addressed. And I will delegate that task to your group's chief and concierge. Huh? What do you mean? Since when did you become my boss? Fine, I'll explain. Cypher being world's 6th generation combat orbment is common knowledge at this point. But there's a little known fact about that project's humble beginnings. It got a massive capital injection from an interested party. And that party just so happens to be the Veles Investment Bank, which, as it so happens, is also the largest shareholder of Mardu, my employer. I see. Sure feels like I'm hearing the name Veles a lot lately. Veles? Oh, as in the city-state? Correct. It's a giant port city in the Central East. It may not have much land, but through trade in the South Sea, its people amassed a great fortune, which they are investing all over the continent. They are both our allies and our competitors. The Veles Investment Bank is owned by them. So you're trying to drag our asses into a Central Eastern turf war? Also we can be your eyes and ears? Well, I guess they could be sending in their own spies, especially with state-level secrets up for grabs. In short, you want us to investigate a highly complex situation from a neutral standpoint and get to the bottom of what's happening there. Does that about sum it up? I'll give you an 85 for that answer. In the event that Veles attempts to interfere, we would also like you to act as a mediator. You've got this all mapped out. Mediation is not one of our specialties, unfortunately, so I'm not certain if we are your best option for that. On the contrary, I think you all are our safest bet on that front. Should you take our request, you will stay in Basel for 3 days. I'm sure there will be other 4 SPGs you can juggle at the same time. We can't expect you to leave at once, but it would be best if you departed within the next few days. Wait. Alright, we'll give it some thought when we get back. Can't make any promises. I understand. We won't be out of options if you refuse. The CID never puts all its eggs in one basket. Regardless, everything we've told you is strictly confidential. Though I think a rather unexpected issue might work in our favor here. After that, Prince Sharid and Kincaid saw them back to their office. Once they arrived, they enjoyed dinner at Montmartre before gathering to discuss the Crown Prince's request. Take it you ain't heard anything about all this from your own company? I'm naturally aware of the plan to make the Cypher standard available to the masses, but not about the problems in Basel. If A really is involved, I would have expected to have it already been informed. Gotcha. That sounds like something that'd take us 3 days either way. But if we're looking into things at Vern and the Institute, we're gonna need to work mostly weekdays. But that would mean Agnes. Actually, the timing here is rather perfect. You see... Wow, high school here sounds really fun. Trust a big school in the capital to bust out the fancy trips. Aramis is all about its students thinking for themselves, so something like this makes sense. Bet you'll have reports to write for days about it too. Yes, actually, some of my friends who came here the other day are considered Basel too. I was interested in going myself, but I wasn't sure whether or not that was the best decision. You would be leaving next Thursday for 3 days, so the timing matches up splendidly. It's almost as if Arusha wants this to happen. Oh, not that I think my personal circumstances should push us into taking this on, of course. Of course. But that goes both ways. You're a student first, so don't go forcing your decision to line up with our job. Even if we do end up in the same general place, the studies might mean we won't even see each other. Well, I suppose that's true. But it still kind of hurts. Huh? That's rich coming from the guy who always decides where to go based on who will shove dessert down his throat. Facts. Speaking of which, what are we going to find in Basel on that front? Excellent question. A baked tart called an engadine is probably the most famous. It's made of walnuts and honey nougat, and has a simple but mellow taste that's just... I suppose Van's right. I need to make up my own mind about what to do. Otherwise my great-grandfather would never. Or dad, for that matter. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause you concern. Not at all. I don't think anyone could blame you for feeling conflicted here. But should we end up going to the same place, rest assured that I will do all I can to support you. She's way too perceptive. Thank you, but why? Sega wieder? Oh? No way. I'll speak to my friends at school tomorrow. But if you could work under the assumption we'll all be going and prepare accordingly. Got it, but don't forget that I'm a student first and foremost, right? I won't. I'll make this work so I can handle my obligations properly both here and at school. Well, good night. Yeah, night. I guess we'll be leaving next Thursday, same day as Aramis. But Renee and the prince just dumped this on us. They can wait until tomorrow for an answer. Still, she's sure looking brighter than when I met her. With how much she's got weighing on her, I'm sure she's still got a lot to work through. But I look out for her as best I can, being her boss and all. Man, that sure was a day. Guess I'll go for a walk to wind down before bed.
Thanks for the update.
Einmal grün.
Let's do this.
The hell, man? Who do these guys think they are? Chill it, Downey. I get how you feel, but shouting's doing nothing for us. Oh, but I'm not letting them get away with this. Hell no! Not with our street racer bride on the line. Seconded. We should take our chance while we can. What's going on here? Van? Guess I could let you know. There's this bunch of street racers causing trouble for us ever since they turned up in the capital. They are taunting us, I tell you. They drive like madmen around town just to get out on our nerves. I ran my car into a guardrail thanks to their dumb asses. Just thinking about it gets me angry all over again. The hand-me-down I got from Downey got trashed real bad too. Dude, she had to be sent to the body shop. How can we let loose and enjoy a sweet drive with them tearing it up around town? Yeah, they sound pretty bad. Who are we dealing with here? They call themselves the High Bloods. There's 4 of them and they all come from Orashion. They used to stick to their turf, but they recently started moving here. They are all rich kids obviously and their cars are really souped up. What's more, their leader Lucio is the grandson of ETWS's current company president. He's got a modded ETWS sports car. Ain't no slouch as a driver either. Last we raced, he passed me by like I was just crawling through the street. Can you believe that? Hold up, you said it was the ETWS president's grandson? Man, that sucks. Last thing you need is someone related to the company's top brass being a dick. And he's not the worst of it. There's another guy that's an even more reckless driver. His name's Damien, and he styles himself as their main fighter. He's all cocky, taunting us from his bike just cause he can take tighter turns than any of our cars. He's the one that did my baby in. I'll never forgive that bastard. Never. He thinks he's better than us car drivers, does he? So, what are you planning to do about these guys? Surely you're not just gonna let them keep running wild. Definitely not. We've tried warning them over and over to stop behaving like this, but it's fallen on deaf ears. Since they are not heeding warnings like that, I tried talking to Lucio directly. Only thing he said was, if you want us to leave, you'll have to best us in a race. We're actually on our way to a race right now. Yeah? Guess my timing's just that good. You could say that. There's 4 of them, but me and Graham are the only ones with rights right now. And that's not even counting car specs and driving ability. Hate to admit it, but it's stacked and not in our favor. But we can't just give up. Yeah, better to lose outright than to flake out on them and just lose by default. Not like we're hoping to lose though. We're not backing down until they are on the ground. Wish us luck. I don't want to sit back and let a bunch of rich assholes wreak havoc on Edith. Maybe I could lend them a hand here. You mind if I join? I appreciate the sentiment, but this is our problem to deal with. Wouldn't be right to drag you into it. Hard disagree. This goes beyond just you. It involves all car lovers now. As a fellow driver myself, I can't just stand back and let a bunch of punks with no sense for safe driving screw my home up. I want to teach him a lesson. Man, now that's what we like to hear. Don't see why he can't join. Why not let him? Alright, thanks Van. You're really saving our asses here. You might honestly be the best help we could have got. I respect you a lot, man. Thanks for saying so. That still leaves the problem of dealing with Damien though. I'm no biker, so I'm not gonna be able to help there. Not sure how we're gonna deal with that niggling little detail. Phew, that's all for today then. Now, back to my bike. Why are all of you gathered here? Hermes! Your timing couldn't be any better. Got some free time on your hands? Huh? I mean, I'm done for the day, so I guess I do. I see. So you're going to be raising them to teach them a lesson. Yeah. Would really help if we had a biker of your skill level on our team. What do you say? You up for it? Sure, I'll join your team. Teaching a naughty rider how to behave sounds like fun. I'll make sure they think twice before causing trouble in the capital again. Glad to see you so fired up for this. I really appreciate you agreeing too. Now it feels like we have a fighting chance. Yep, gonna be a proper 4 versus 4 racer. Now all that's left is leaving them in the dust. Anyway, clock's ticking. Let's get going to the meeting spot. You ready to go? Ready whenever you are. Same here. And let's roll.
Okay, time to get to work.
This is the meeting spot. Yeah, just beyond here is the highway we are using. But we're supposed to meet face to face right here first. Looks like they've arrived. Would you look at that? That's a hell of a ride. Right? A lot of mirror went into customizing her. This ain't gonna be an easy race. Hello and good evening, street racers. I'm impressed you didn't just turn tail and run. So you really showed up, High Bloods. I don't recognize those two. Well, thanks to you, your bike are our cars are on the shop. So I figured I'd call in some help. Look at these small fry. At least try and make this fun for us, alright? What? I dare you to say this again. Downey's all kinds of fired up now. Now, I think it's time we reintroduce ourselves. We are the High Bloods, a team composed exclusively of those who are elites even among the elite. Pleasure. You know, I completely forgot until you said the name, when I heard about the High Bloods a few years back. Heard they were nothing but a bunch of pampered rich kids, kinda like you. Ah, you must be referring to our predecessors. They apparently disbanded after doing a tour of Grossback. Now their name is ours. There's some specific reason behind inheriting their name. Indeed there is. Why we didn't approve of the way they loved drinking, women and gambling. As former nobility, we identify with how they valued their chosen bloodlines that gave them power and wealth. It's only fitting that we consider ourselves the true High Blood. Former nobility, eh? Been a while since I've heard anyone call themselves that. Yeah, we don't hear that kind of thing around here much. Maybe it's because they are from Orasian. Up until the noble institution was abolished during the Calvardian Revolution, Orasian was the royal capital. Claim that even after decades have gone by, there are still old fossils that can't throw away their elitist bullshit. How dare you! Lucio's family line was a great noble house that had the trust of even the royal family. It's fine, it doesn't bother me. Commoners could never hope to understand our noble thoughts. What I cannot forgive, however, is that you people don't know your place. You insist on getting in our way. You're nothing but an eyesore to us on our drives. And that's why we're going to make you leave the capital streets. You got a lot of nerve. It's a riot that you think causing trouble for folks with your reckless driving is a way to have fun. As street racers, how could we hand these streets to you when you lack basic manners or compassion? Just what are you getting yourself all worked up over, Commoner? Just look at you and your half-assed custom riot, cause you got no mirror to spend. You got no right to talk when you can't even bring out the true worth of your rights. Well damn, you got a big mouth on you for such a little brat. If you know so much about the true worth of our rights, then why don't you teach me? Don't think we're just gonna take this sitting down. It's time we settle the score, right here, right now. Yeah, get ready, High Bloods. Drivers as reckless as you have got no right to call themselves street racer, so we are making this your last try. It would appear we have 4 vehicles each, so how about we race one-on-one? When you are ready, we'll leave for the expressway, don't disappoint us. And so, with their street racer bright on the line, the curtain to their fierce battle rose. After confirming the rules of each race one more time, each participant went right to work preparing their vehicles. Okay, let's decide who's going to race who. I think I could go up against the biker on that team. Sure thing, just ride safe, okay? But of course. So, who's gonna face Lucio? Could you leave him to me? It's my job as leader to get revenge for Downey. I have to. Graham. This race is about you guys. Whatever it is you're thinking, I'm down. That being the case, you said it yourself. If you go as is, you're going to lose. I'm not even talking about your driving technique either. If we're going by specs, it's gonna be real tough for you. But, and I hate to say this, my truck could handle his ride. Hey, I can't promise you I won't lose. Van. Alright, then Van will be racing Lucio instead. We're already borrowing your skills, we might as well be in it to win it. You got that right. I cut the spoiled bread down to size. And I guess that means we'll handle Lucio's two flunkies. If I remember right, they both came here in ETWS sedans. By the way, I've seen that Roger guy up close and personal before. I think I've got a decent idea of how he operates. Yeah, I knew I could count on you. Then I'll take on the other guy, T-Bow. Great, sounds like we're all squared away. Once we wrap up our fine-tuning, let's hit the road. We're rooting for you guys. Go kick some ass. And please, don't get hurt. Thanks, you guys. I promise we're gonna beat those High Bloods. Okay, lasst mich schon schnell speichern, sicherheitshalber. Ihr seid solche fiesen Möps. With the matchups decided, everyone got in their cars, and they were off to the races. The first round pitted Junifer against T-Bow. Junifer's Lino sedan had the edge in traction due to the love and care she put into tuning it. As the race went on, she slowly but surely narrowed the gap between her and T-Bow. However, her vehicle lacked the horsepower required to best his sedan, which boasted a roaring engine that ultimately led him to victory. For the next race, Graham stepped up to the plate, ready and willing to avenge Junifer. Graham's Ingrid was a lightning-fast sports car, but Roger's decked-out sedan was no slouch either. It was a close race, with both cars being neck and neck from start to finish. In the end, Graham's powerful traction allowed him to emerge victorious by a hair's breadth. After that, it was time for the third round to commence. We are at 1-1 right now, so we don't have this in the bag just yet. But it just makes this all the more exciting. It'll be a cold day in hell before I lose to some pathetic career lady. Get ready to choke on my dust. You stole my line. The starting line is up ahead, time to get serious. Holy hell, look at her go. Can't even see her anymore. Eat that, loser. Wait, it's a little too early to celebrate. That thing's acceleration isn't half bad, but its top speed doesn't hold a candle to my bikes. Bikes aren't the only things that matter in a race, you know? On that point, you and I agree. Its comeback just rammed his handlebars against hers. Talk about dangerous. The fact that he pulled it off without losing his balance shows he's no amateur. It's still reckless though. These guys are freaking crazy. Come on, I dare you to try and overtake me again. If you do, I'll hit your dingy little bike with everything I've got. Oh, what's the matter? Can't keep up? Or is your wimpy-ass courier getting cold feet? There's less than 500 arch until the finish line. Victory is as good as mine. This is the decisive moment. I can slow down, make him think I've given up, and speed past him when he least expects it. Or I can rev up right now and punch it. Er ist ein Idiot. Ja, machen wir das. Throwing in the towel already? What a voice. Just stick to carrying around people's junk in the future. Yes! Go courier lady! He caught him off guard by speeding past him at the last second. What an incredible strategy. He even had me fooled. That was one hell of a secret weapon. Nice job. Was that a turbocharger? Something along the lines. I was hoping I could win without revealing it, but them's the breaks. Well, guess I'm up next. Go get him, Van. Knock the high bloods off their high horses. We really did customize every part of the ETWS car, from the suspension to the spoiler. You must be daft if you think you can take me with that little girl's car. You've slighted me with your hubris, and I will make you pay for it. There's more cars on the road now. Using a turbocharger would be way too risky. Bah! He swerved around those cars like it was nothing. Thankfully, all this traffic is preventing him from hitting his top speed, so I can keep up with him. Can't get too cocky here though. He might not be on Maxim's level, but he's still a force to be reckoned with. I had hoped he had a trick up his sleeve like that woman did. I was so looking forward to making a fool of him. But it's clear he is nothing. What a disappointment. We are approaching the point where the traffic from the Riverside district joins the expressway. At this time of day, maybe I could... Looks like he couldn't keep pace with me. How pathetic. Someone forgot to take out yesterday's garbage. Why must there be so many of these infernal trucks on the expressway at night? What? Your lack of knowledge of the area is coming back to haunt you, bud. Damn, caught up faster than I thought. Well, look at that. So you do have a modicum of skill after all. Too bad it's futile. That pile of scrap can't match my car's acceleration and speed. I might be able to secure victory if I use my turbocharger, but it'd be risky. What should I do? Nah. No, I can't risk hurting anyone. I will accept no less than overwhelming victory. Ach ja, Crash. He's got a turbocharger? Don't use that here, it's too dangerous. Wow! Try to warn ya, dumbass. And that's that. This race goes to us. We did it! You guys are amazing! Yeah, you even surprised us. Seriously, way to go above and beyond. Sometimes things just work out, you know? But we really have Hermes and Van to thank for all of this. It was the least I could do after you came to me for help. It was a close shave, but hey, I got to show off a little, so it's all good. So, High Bloods, you're going to keep your promise, right? Curses. How could this have happened? Our machines were tuned to perfection. We were in peak racing condition. I'm sorry, Lucio. If only I'd gone faster. I managed to win this time, but to be honest, I don't know how it'd turn out if we did a round 2. Never thought I'd run into a biker as wild as her. Yeah, I was planning to run circles around her, but she ended up running circles around me instead. Damn, man. You guys. Fine. As promised, we will come nowhere near the capital from this day forward. We will also cover the repair costs of your two vehicles. Is this to your satisfaction, commoners? I've got issues with your tone, but yeah, that works. Well, hey, that's pretty generous actually. Maybe you're not as bad as I thought. Bro, is that all it takes to win you over? They are the reason our cars are all busted up. Well, now that all is said and done, it's time we return to Arashia. However, do not misunderstand. In no way have we recognized that our style of driving is worse than yours. When next we meet, you shall be met with overwhelming defeat. And may you never forget it. Yeah, just you wait and see. Next time I'm gonna blow your socks off. Ja. Huh? What is all that supposed to mean? I guess they won't mess around here for a while, but they'll be back for revenge at some point. Ich dachte, du willst raus. Da muss ich Fenster wieder machen, die Nuss. Nusskatze. I guess they won't mess around here for a while, but they'll be back for revenge at some point. What? Why do they get to decide that? What was the point of this whole deal then? If only they were more honest with themselves. I'm glad things worked themselves out in the end, I guess. Well, it wouldn't have gone half as well if you and Hermes weren't here. There's no way this is the end of it, but for now, we've at least chased the High Bloods off. Thanks for the help, you two. It's no biggie, I enjoyed myself, so it was worth it. Likewise, I'm happy my orbital bike skills proved useful. And so, the battle against the High-Bloods came to an end, with everyone singing praises for one another's efforts. On the way back, Hermes parted ways with the group, and Graham and his people returned to the repair shop.
That takes care of that. Looks good to me.
Reward deposited.
Off we go. This feels relaxing.
What's next?
Aw, you shouldn't have.
Oh, thank you.
Unknown. I can see why people have been raving about her. She's pretty damn good. Wait, he looks kind of familiar.
Thank you, everyone! I love you! I hope we meet again!
You were great today. I can't wait to hear your next song. I'll be back again for sure. Sorry, but I'm done for today. Just here to say I liked your performance. I was thought of putting a single out. I'd sell like hotcakes for sure. Thanks for the vote of confidence. However, there's no shortage of capable artists out there who can write and perform at my level. The music industry is hard to break into. That's definitely true for no-name artists. But you and I both know your songs would take the world by storm if you used your real name. Let's continue this conversation elsewhere, shall we? I'm surprised you saw through my disguise. I even changed the tone of my voice. How'd you even know it was me? It mostly came down to luck. I wasn't 100% sure myself. If I only knew you from your movies, you'd have had me fooled for sure. But I've seen you up close and personal several times at this point. I need to get my act together. I've never been found out before now, so maybe I was getting a little careless. This isn't the first time I've seen you in a disguise, by the way. I saw you in an Aramis outfit once. Oh, you remember that? Yeah, it left an impression on me. You were acting different from usual back then too. So, you like doing stuff like this? I do. I enjoy going out in disguise from time to time. It makes for good practice as well. When I'm on a set, everyone knows I'm playing a part. But when I'm out in the wild, I can take on any role I want and no one would know I'm acting. It's made for a fun little hobby. So you're acting on the clock and in your downtime? Damn, talk about being dedicated to your craft. I suppose I just can't get enough of it. Although it mostly stems from a complex I've had since I was a child. I don't exactly have a distinct self. Perhaps that's why I've always wanted to act like someone else, and why I ultimately gravitated to acting. Or maybe I just wanted something that would help me avert my eyes from the uncomfortable truth. My motivation for choosing this career path is purely selfish. I'm sure my fans would be let down if they knew. I wouldn't call that selfish. It's normal to want to change something you don't like about yourself. You think so? I know so. That said, your hobby is only gonna get harder the higher up you get on the ladder of fame. But I doubt you need me to tell you that. Yes, I know that all too well. The risk of me getting recognized will only grow as I get more famous. But the mountain challenge will only serve to make success all the more sweet. All that talk about you having a distinct self was a big fat lie. What do you mean? You said it yourself. The challenge makes success all the more sweet. Those are the words of someone who gets fired up when the odds are stacked against them. That's a pretty unique quality, and it's one that no one I know has. It's not half as unique as your willingness to turn people's words against them. Hey, I'm just trying to help a friend believe in themselves a little. Oh, I know, I'm only teasing you a little. Really, though, thank you. I feel better about this now. Glad to help. Anyway, please don't tell anyone about this hobby of mine. I'd like it to be our special little secret. Sure thing. She really knows how to knock you off your feet. Guess she ain't an award-winning actress for nothing. Yup. After Nina departed, Van resumed his patrol once more.
Now, who should I be next? See if you can spot me next time.
An absorbing talent. Van's dexterity +3.
Ladder launched.
Ah, natürlich ihn, weil er hat nur eine Stufe. Gibt bestimmt wieder ein schönes Accessoire. Eine Katze raus, der andere Katze rein. Vorsprung. Zu viele Katzen. Van! Over here! Im Gebüsch. My thanks for coming out here. It's been a few hours, yes? Thank you for answering my call. Why are you hiding there? I know you're good with arts and everything, but don't you have your right hand with you? Or even just one bodyguard? As I wrote to you, I managed to lose them for a moment. Shall we be off then? Let us share the night as men, savoring all the dazzling delights of Edith's nightlife. Already kind of regretting that. Yep. Ihr könnt euch was anhören, wenn Najee euch findet. 30 minutes prior. Calvert's film culture is truly impressive. Big studio or small, they all manage to release some rather fine pieces of cinema. That ordinary members of the public have places like this that they can visit to enjoy such works is also wonderful. We really must work to further their spread into Elsheim. Wouldn't you agree, Najee? Yes, our time at the film festival really heightened my appreciation for movies. Well then, now to decide our next destination. Any ideas? Should we call it an evening, Your Highness? We have meetings with other Calvardian businesses scheduled for tomorrow and beyond. After all. I suppose you're right. Very well, let's return to our hotel. As you wish. I'll have them send the car to... What is it? What? There's been a collision along our road back? Get me the details. I need to know exactly what's going on. We can't risk exposing His Highness to any potential danger, no matter how slight. Und weg war er. A-Team, go to the scene and report what you find. B-Team, search for any viable substitute routes we can take if necessary. You sure it was okay for you to slip out like that? I guess that's up to you, isn't it? Given the situation, if by some off chance something were to happen to me, I dare say the obvious person to hold responsible would be... Scratch that. I don't just kind of regret this. I want to erase all evidence that this ever happened and then book it out of here. Now, don't be like that. There's no one better to fulfill this role than you. Think of this as a symbol of my trust. Fine. Where do you want to go anyway? Excellent. You are everything I had hoped for, Van. I've marked a few places I was hoping to visit. The one closest by would be Blue Score Lifehouse. Oh, excellent, excellent. So this is the rock and roll that's been so popular lately. I dare say the fervor of this music could even sweep me away. We can get closer to the stage, and let us do so. Hey man, that's a wild getup. Is your first time at a live show? Come on man, get into the rhythm. Just match the energy and go wild. Go wild. So, like this? God, everyone's them government suits. How these pots think they're so. They're just some age, huh? We run the country, they say. Bunch of BS is what it is. You're right, yes. Though I'd say that applies to more than just government. The hierarchy breeds haves and have-nots, and this zeitgeist of noblesse oblige instills some sense of duty among the upper class. Was it? Look at Fancy Pants here talking like he knows everything. Why don't you go back to looking down on us peasants from your penthouse or... He's harmless, man. Give him a break. I'll treat you to a round if you look the other way for me. Now there's a guy who knows what's up. Well, this isn't going as smoothly as I'd hoped. Ben and Cherie toured some more entertainment venues before heading for the bathhouse to wash off all the sweat and secondhand boo. This is great. These baths have a different feel to them compared to your average hammam. They are the best place I know for when you need a pick-me-up. I can only imagine what it must be like talking with the big boss. Indeed, I can't go into detail about what we discussed, of course, but one might certainly describe our meeting as taxing, to say the least. I will say, for a man so powerful, he was fairly candid. Somewhat anticlimactic, really. But I suppose that's what it takes to win such broad support amongst the public after the distrust garnered following the war and economic crisis. He's a force to be reckoned with, that's for damn sure. I know he's up to something with Renee. Between you and me, I believe my sister would have done a far better job navigating that conversation than I did. I forgot you had a sister. Isn't she a fair bit younger than you? That's right, though her age belies her intellect. Her mind is quite sharp, but unfortunately her tongue is far sharper. She always feels the need to get a word in edgewise, under the pretext of supporting me as the heir to Elsheim's throne. She and my father, the Grand Prince, both have lofty expectations for me. I hope that when the time comes, I'll be able to meet them. Sounds pretty rough. You've got a lot riding on your shoulders. You're not wrong. I wish to broaden my horizons, also I can make Elsheim a nation capable of standing on par with Semuria's great powers. That's why I decided to come to the Republic. I wanted to study it and take in as much as I could. That was the plan anyway. Despite that, all I did at first was indulge night after night. Not that I didn't enjoy that, mind you. But that free time just left me thinking. What would he say if he were here? What would he do if he was in my shoes? He? Who are you? Oh, you mean that wandering bard, yeah? Roselle knows him. He told me a little about him while we were in Tharbad. He's quite a guy. I caught wind of a lot of what he got up to through work 2 years ago. The very same. He traveled the continent from a young age, advocating for harmony between nations. I had the pleasure of meeting him once before. He'd come to visit Elsheim, and I saw firsthand what kind of man he really was. Quite a charmer he is. It wasn't long before I held him in the highest esteem. And that's what I've been chasing this whole time, following his example, growing and bettering myself for that goal. I fear, however, that I can never measure up to him. He's special in his own right, and I worry I'll never reach the pedestal I've put him on. It feels as though I'm following after a mirage in the desert, so tantalizing, yet forever just out of my reach. Huh, no offense, but that kinda caught me off guard. Didn't realize you had such deep thought. Not like I want to tell you what to do or anything, but it looks to me like you gotta start living your own life. My own life? Elaborate. At the end of the day, you gotta strive for something more than just being a copycat, and always live in his shadow. You're the only one that can choose how to live your life. So what if you get a little lost in that desert? Not all sand, an oasis will pop up here and there, for you to rest when you're weary. And you know how I am so sure? Cause there are suckers like me who choose to be a spriggan. Now that's a dark and uncertain path. But what I'm trying to get at is that there's not just one way to live a life or achieve a goal. Everyone has their own compass. But what do I know, really? I'm just an outcast, so maybe don't put so much stock in what I say. On the contrary, my friend, what you've said has done a lot to put my mind and heart at ease. I never thought I'd be taking life lessons from the likes of you. It seems you've perhaps lived a richer life than I first thought. Richer's one way of putting it. Don't know if I agree though. I'm just a handyman who's been in the business for a while now. Did you have a nice bath, Your Highness? I've come to pick you up. Well, you finally found me, Nage. Or, knowing you, you probably didn't even lose me in the first place. I'm leaning towards the latter. I definitely found it strange you somehow managed to shake off Semuria's most fearsome bodyguard. I'll take that as a compliment. Had it been anyone else but you, I wouldn't have allowed him to remain alone. So long as His Highness had a fruitful night out, I suppose it was worth the trouble. There you go, always a step ahead of me. Thank you, Van. I learned a lot during our rendezvous this evening. I feel as though I've peered a little more into those unknowable depths of yours. I pray you find great success with your assignment in Basel, not only as a client who's retained your services, but as a friend who has bared much to know now, literally and figuratively. Thanks, Your Highness. I promise we'll do what we can to deliver you results. This hasn't been such a bad night after all.
One of these days, you'll have to come to Elsheim. My sister and I would gladly welcome you.
Sunlamp. Und hier kriegt man SCLM Support. So, den letzten machen wir noch. Wir machen Jums fertig. Den machen wir noch und dann ist Feierabend. I hope you're ready, Van. I'm not gonna go easy on you. Someone's eager to learn. I'm impressed you want to try it. It's pretty tricky for a kid your age. It's okay. I've watched Grandpa play it before. It always looks fun. I figured he might have had something to do with it. I've seen him playing with his buddies before. Why not ask him to teach you instead of me? I'm sure he'd be really happy to do so. Don't worry about it. And I want to play with you, Van. Alright, if that's what you want, we can go around. With that, Van and Hume started playing. Just the act of teaching Hume how to move the pieces was a struggle in and of itself, let alone all the other rules and complexities in chess. She'd flick her pieces at his to knock them down one moment, and the next she'd be trying to use already captured pieces as her own. But Van's patience never wavered. He gently and slowly continued teaching Hume the rules behind chess in an easy-to-digest way. Oh, that's how you're gonna play. Yep, my house, my rules. My mistake, Your Highness. Well, as long as she's having fun. Little by little, Hume finally began to grasp the rules. Her tendency to make a move guided just by intuition made her very unpredictable. Your turn, Humes. Who's next? I haven't been playing for long, but her instincts are real sharp already. No hesitation when making a play either. Well, I guess she's still a kid. She's good at catching me off guard. You know, how about this? Take that. Your turn, Van. Oh, that's a really good play there, kiddo. Keep this up and you might end up going pro when you're older. Maybe. I'm just glad you're having fun. Huh? Are you not having fun too? I am. I'm having lots of fun. And it's because you are, Van. You've been so happy lately. You are always smiling now that Agnes and Ferry and Aaron and Reset are here. What? Was I not happy before? You ain't wrong, kid. Not a lot to be happy about back when I just started. Just a bunch of shady jobs. I was just seeing the worst in people. I thought I knew what I was getting into, but spent too long surrounded by nothing but darkness, and you eventually go blind. I don't think I can thank you enough, you know. That bright smile of yours was like a lifeline for me, even when everything else in my life was grim. If only you knew how special you are. No wonder your granddad's so crazy about you. Hey, are you listening to me? It's your turn, Van. Come on. Oh, sorry, Humes. Okay, my next move is... Hey, you punk. Don't you think it's about time I had my granddaughter back? It's getting late. Crap, I lost track of time. Sorry, kiddo. We'll have to finish our match another day. Aw, but I want to keep playing. But okay, I had fun. Look, Grandpa, look! I learned how to play chess. Now we can play together. Hume. Ah, that's why she wanted me to teach her. On second thought, I may have been too strict. You can keep playing with our good-for-nothing neighbor. Just make sure you don't go to bed too late. Really? Yep. You earned it for making your old grandpa so proud. Just promise to not keep your mom waiting or she might get mad. Yay! I promise! You are such a sucker for Humes. Can't imagine there's much you wouldn't do for her. No one asked you. Let's split into teams. Me and Grandpa against you, Van. 2-on-1? That ain't fair, but I'm in. If I get to play your granddad, and that means I don't have to hold back, and... I don't think so. Only one of us gets to look good in front of Hume. And I'm certain you understand who it'll be. The three of them kept playing deep into the night until an exasperated Paulette finally came to check on them.
More! Teach me more! I can't wait to play!
Van's maximum HP plus 100. Oh. Gut. Einmal speichern. Hey, ich wollte speichern. Ah ja. Einmal speichern, wie gesagt.